This year, I pay very little attention to my zinnias, but turned out it is the best year for zinnias. I guess because I have been learning all the mistakes, I stopped paying attention to little stupid things. I mean, to the things that is like a myth, of growing zinnias. I stopped doing that. I also pay attention to what are most important, like giving them good sun, very bright sunlight, full sun, like 8 hours per day, very good soil, compost, fertilizer. Make sure they get enough water, especially, growing this specialty cut flowers variety. And yes, that's the most important thing too. To grow very specialty cut flowers variety like this Aurora Zinnias from Johnny Seed, like Binary Giant from Johnny Seed, like Florida Zinnias. I like to mention that the second flush and the third flush of zinnias, the flowers will get smaller. They will become single or less double. Yep, like this. This is the second flush. The first flush would look like this, very big and double and bold. This is probably the third flush, the flowers get very, very small. The bird keep hitting the seed. Look at that. Oh my goodness. All the seeds are gone. Wow. As I keep mentioning from the very beginning of the season that I am planning to collect these zinnia seeds for you guys because they are so beautiful and they are going to be cross-pollinated by the bees. They're going to produce new colors, new varieties for me. Yeah, so I guess I have to. My plan is to let them ripe first. Make sure that they like dry, the seed fully develop before I collect them. But at this point, I feel like I really need to start collecting the seed. Otherwise, I will not have the seed left because the bird keep coming to eat the seeds. When the flower is still green like this, you see the floret? If it's still green like this, it's not ready to collect the seed yet. Really need to find something like this. And now, collecting the seed, I might do tonight when the air is drier. And this is another zinnia breeding project. However, this is a mix of pom-pom variety, Oklahoma salmon, Queen Lime peach, so cute. Oklahoma golden yellow is getting really small because this is the third flush. And here's my most favorite one, Floret unicorn. You can see it has more than one color in one flower. Oh my goodness, the bird. But here are the seeds. Look at that. Maybe I should collect this. Remember last month I cut back my Snapdragon, the one that's done blooming. Look at them now. I am going to do another experiment to show you the differences if I cut them right to the ground or I cut them just halfway like this. Here we go. I cut the very front row and on the outside perimeter right to the ground. In the middle, I just cut about at the net. They regrow these little side branches. It's smaller, it's shorter, but still usable. You see that I cut them right there. That's why I cut them right there, okay? And then they send out these side little branches from the bottom of the plant. The one that I cut right back in the ground, they die. I'm sorry. So I learned that I'm supposed to cut it around here, not on the ground like that, okay? Look at these perennial sunflowers. They are too happy. They're too tall for this garden. Oh my goodness, I might have to get rid of them at the end of the season. On this spot, I used to have sweet William. Now it's filled with the 4 o'clock. And seem like I'm taking away the plants, the flower from my garden. However, look at this guy. This is 4 o'clock they're going to bloom later in this spot. Gonna chop this up and it will become, mulch / compost on this spot. Kinda look messy, but this guy is gonna grow big. It's gonna block the whole thing here. This will also help preserve water in the soil, which is again beneficial for our flowers. And the stems that I cut back and use as mulch on the ground, now they become like a straw and keep preventing the weeds. When I started gardening, I plant very few varieties, very few kind of flowers. And I learned that, after that flower finished blooming, like let's say lily, okay, then they're all gone. Then I have no flowers left in my garden. But then I learned about succession planting. That means, you grow same kind of flowers, but you start the seed different time of the year. So you have the first succession that will bloom in early spring. The second succession will bloom in summer. The third succession will bloom in fall. I stopped doing that because I learned this new trick. I just have to grow so many kinds of flowers in my garden, and each flowers, each variety, each cultivar, they will bloom different time of the year, including the snapdragon, the sunflowers, all varieties, they bloom different time. For example, I grow so many kinds of rudbeckias. In like early summer, I have this Maxima rudbeckia, this one, bloom first, right? And then after that, I have this Sahara rudbeckia and also the Indian summer rudbeckia are blooming, okay? And now I have this. This is Rudbeckia triloba. They are the cutest thing in the world. They are super cute. Goodness gracious, I can't even walk here. And of course, I always come to the back of the flower border and find flowers that flop like this, okay? And then cut them. Boop. For my flower arrangement. So this way I don't take away the beauty from the front of the garden. You know what I mean? This stem is too long, so I'm gonna chop it up so I can arrange them. The purple basil pop up in the middle of marigold, and then I have this little ground cover zinnias. Just so cute. And guess what? I just planted the marigold here. I didn't plant the purple basil. I didn't plant the zinnias. I didn't plant the little straw flower. They self-seeded from last year. And this is another big lesson that I learned. Just to let Mother Nature help you. Just to let the seed, drop in the soil, and then that will germinate when the time is right, when the temperature is right, when they have the sunlight, when they want to grow and bloom. And again, annual flowers, they are very demanding for nutrient and water and sunlight. So you have to make sure you give them that, okay? This spring, I put a lot of compost here, fertilizer, and then I have drip line water irrigation here too. And not only small flowers like annuals, like perennial flowers that I grow so many kinds of variety. I also add a lot of flowering shrubs and trees in my garden too. So in spring I have the azalea, I have dogwood, I have crab apple that blooming beautifully in my garden. And then in summer I have the endless summer hydrangeas, the big leaf hydrangeas, a lot of shrubs that bloom in summer. And right now, in late summer, I have this crepe myrtle, which is very, very beautiful, and the panicle hydrangeas are blooming. Last week, I put this fan to support my marigold. It's working pretty good, and it's just so cute. It's so cute. White marigold. I think I'm gonna stop growing them. Look at this. I have received this question from a lot of you guys asking me, Crane, why I don't see you making mason jar bouquets for your flower stand anymore? And the reason is because I quit my roadside stand, my flower stand. I quit making mason jar bouquets, except these that I got somebody, order. It's special order that somebody want the mason jar bouquets. So I just make it, by order. And the reason why I quit my roadside stand this year, because I think I have been, giving you some reasons already last year that it's a lot, open the roadside stand. You have to cut flowers, okay, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and make sure that, and then make the bouquets, right? And then hope that somebody would come to buy your flowers. And also, dealing with the thought, like repeating thought, if somebody were going to, come to buy the flowers and my flower would not be wasted. That's killing me, that thought. Yeah, I just got cranky. And okay, another reason, because I want to leave the flowers for you guys in my YouTube community here. I want my flowers to inspire people who want to start flowers garden, cut flowers garden, and cottage garden. For you guys who watching this video too, if I kept cutting flowers from my garden and then put at the roadside stand, I wouldn't have the beautiful flowers garden like this year, that full of flowers, because I kept cutting them. However, some of the flowers, they are cut and come again, like Zinnias, Dahlias, store flowers, so I don't feel bad to cut them, but to like rip off a lot of them to sell, that really hurt my feeling. Also, I got very, very busy this year with my full-time job. I just got a promotion which I applied for. So, I got very, very busy. So I think this is the right move for me. And I just realized that I really enjoy making YouTube video and sharing with people how to grow their own flowers. I feel like I'm making more impact this way. I still love the people, my local customers, who've been supporting my roadside stand for 2 or 3 years, but it's time that it's bittersweet. I have moved forward. I have to my next journey, which is more educational, more inspirational, creating these videos. So that's why I quit my roadside stand. The theme for this mason jar bouquets are summer color flowers. So I'm create this structure first, then I just add smaller zinnias like this and just keep filling. This have been my new strategy to just bunch up a bunch of flowers and then drop in the mason jar first before I add the most beautiful focal flowers like the zinnias. So the reason why I make it structured like this, so it has this stem, of these filler flowers will be the anchor for our arrangement. So when I put this, big beautiful zinnias, it's going to be on the right place, on the top of other flowers. So I'm gonna add, a lot of structural stuff. So they have like a form of bouquet like this. Then I'm gonna spin it around, and find empty spot. And I see, hey, oh my God, there's an empty spot here. So I'm gonna put the zinnia down. There you go. So I'm going to incorporate this pink scabiosa and cosmos into this yellow, white, orange, arrangement. So I'm gonna clean all the stem first, like that. Boop. Clean all the leaves. Then I put them together like this and then cut it the end. Make sure that, you measure with the vase. Gonna cut it right here. Choop. As soon as you drop this pink in, our arrangement gonna become very summery like this. Ta-da! So cute. Keep spinning and drop it in. Just yellow and pink, that would be a little boring, so I have some white here. And also I add a little hint of purple from this Verbena bonarensis. Gonna give our bouquets a little bit more interest. Although I don't want neon in my arrangement, but I just can't resist. So I'm gonna add it in to brighten up this spot. Ta-da! Look at this cosmos, oh my goodness. And last step is to find like empty spot, like very green spot at the bottom of the arrangement, like this spot. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the flowers like right here to brighten up, the bottom, because when people sit at the table, they will, see the bottom of the flower. So I want to make sure it's not too green, so it has some flowers here. So I'm gonna cut the stem real short like this, very short, and then just put it in. Ta-da! And another reason why I quit my flower stand, because I realized that I keep losing money, not just losing profit. I keep losing money because I always overstuff my bouquets like this. I come back here because I feel like the bouquets need more orangey, peachy, pink salmon flowers. So I'm gonna cut more zinnias. I know it's not right, but I want my flowers, my arrangement to look beautiful, and I want my customer to be happy, so let's cut some of this. I technically lose about $6 by cut 6 more stems here, but I don't know. Gonna fill the empty spot here. Choop. Right here too. Now I am very happy. Another thing that I love about cottage gardening is that you don't really need to spend off time planning, okay? You can just go to a garden center, find plants that spark you joy, or find plants that on discount like this and you feel like, you wanna have in your collection. Just buy them and then bring them home and then find somewhere in your garden to plant them, except big trees or big shrubs that you really need to plant a little bit, to create the structure of your garden. But little plant like this or annuals, no planning. I don't even know what this is. I just feel like I need dark foliage in my garden and I need some red flowers because I don't really have a lot of red flowers. Then I look at the tag, it said perennial, sun to partial shade. So I just find sun to partial shade in my garden, which is right here. Add some organic fertilizer. Then mix. Most of the time this cow plant would have bounded root. You would have to tease the root a little bit. Sometimes you might need to use like clippers or maybe a knife. I also like to open up the middle like this so the root get, to spread. Gardening this time of the year, we focus on cutting back stuff, deadheading, cutting back the lengthy stems of the flowers, that they're gonna fall. Also, a bush like this too. If you want to reduce the growth, if you wanna reduce the growth, you wanna cut it back now. I am cutting this bush very early in the morning because Jason's still sleeping. I think he will get mad when he see that I cut this bush. But that's how we do it. This one is like bending on the ground, just cut it out. This is pretty short and I am sure that when Jason wake up, he will freak out. But when you cut back stuff, you always cut back lower than the size that you want them to be. So for example, I want this bush to be like around this tall, you know, like covering this window a little bit. So I cut it here. And then I expect that in the next few months, you know, when they get all the rain or the heat, they will grow back a little bit. And then, you know, the height will be around here. So this is like 1/3, 2/3, and this will be 3/3. I mean, like the full size will be around here, which is perfect. I'm gonna leave this for Jason to clean up. I am just kidding. Don't do that to your husband, okay? This channel is not about how to start a fight with your husband. It's about growing beautiful flowers, designing like cottagey garden, okay? With relaxation, with peacefulness, okay? Anyway, Jason has been very supportive of me with, you know, with my new schedule that sometimes I have to wake up early, sometimes I have to stay a little later, sometimes I have to work over the weekend, you know. So you know, he just understands that and he just helped me clean up the stuff that I didn't have the time to clean up after myself. I focus more on, you know, just the things like taking care of the specialty flowers or the things that require a little bit more deeper knowledge of the plants. Oh, the abelias are blooming so pretty. And bumblebees love it so much. Hello baby, good morning. We cut this bush back around there, you know, about a month, maybe 2 months ago, and now you see they grow back from the top.
We got time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire. I want you to know that every time you're away, I long for you so much I can find my way. We got everything here, at least to stay alive, and the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. Got this place on our own. Do you feel that we got something strong? And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise that with you I feel alive. You'll be the last one I think about. We got time on our side. We're in a state of hope. I need you on my fire. I want you
Well, I Facebook friend him recently.
every time you're away. I long for you so much I can find my way.
Well, I
I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come as a surprise that with you I feel alive. You will be the last one I think about. When it all breaks down, I'll wait for you right here. And I swear that we got nothing to fear. It's a miracle that you and I are finally here. I saw you